To the casual viewer, it was just another Tuesday morning. The familiar glow of a television studio, the comfortable banter between hosts, and the curated cheer of a program designed to ease millions of Americans into their day. But on this particular morning, on the set of Live with Kelly and Mark, a seismic event occurred. It was not a political scandal or a groundbreaking celebrity confession. It was something far more rare and potent. A perfectly uncensored, hilariously human moment between a married couple of nearly 3 decades. A moment so genuine it sent ripples across the internet, leaving a collective USA very shock in its wake. This was not merely a funny segment. It was a masterclass in relationship dynamics, a case study in the alchemy of love, laughter, and long-term commitment. The setup was deceptively simple. The topic du jour was one that resonates in households across the country: the perils and peculiarities of at-home fitness regimens. Specifically, the conversation turned to the increasingly popular Peloton bicycle. Kelly Ripa, the effervescent queen of morning television, began recounting a story with her characteristic animated precision. She described the experience of using the Peloton, not in a private room, but in a shared space within their home. Mark Consuelos, her husband and co-host, listened with a look that longtime viewers have come to recognize, a mixture of amusement, adoration, and the simmering anticipation of a perfectly timed comedic strike. Kelly, detailing the physicality of the workout, mentioned the inevitable: the sweat, the exertion, the less than glamorous reality of pushing one's body to its limits. Then she landed the punchline, seemingly without realizing it was a punchline at all. She revealed that Mark, upon witnessing one of these sessions, had offered a blunt, spousal review. "You look like a passenger on a slave ship." The studio audience erupted. The comment was so jarringly specific, so historically absurd, and so darkly humorous that it bypassed the usual filters of polite conversation and landed with the force of a truth bomb. The camera cut to Mark, who did not shy away. Instead, he leaned into the moment, his face a picture of mock defensiveness and barely contained glee. He didn't deny it, he owned it. "It's true," he likely protested through his own laughter. "The agony, the suffering, it was a lot." This, right here, was the catalyst for the viral explosion. But to label this as merely a hilarious moment is to miss the entire tapestry of context, history, and psychological nuance that made it so powerful. This was not a scripted bit from a sitcom. This was a portal into the private world of Ripa and Consuelos, a world built on 28 years of marriage, 3 children, shared trauma, immense success, and a friendship that clearly remains the bedrock of their partnership. To understand the shock and delight of the American public, one must dissect the components of this singular television event. 1. The element of the unvarnished truth. In an era of curated social media feeds and meticulously managed celebrity personas, raw honesty is a shock to the system. Kelly was not sharing a polished, inspirational fitness story. She was sharing a silly, slightly embarrassing, and utterly relatable domestic anecdote. Mark's comment was not a focus group-tested quip. It was the kind of bizarre, unfiltered observation that only a spouse who has seen you at your absolute worst and best would ever dare to utter. It was a testament to their comfort with each other, a comfort so complete that it allows for this level of brutal, hilarious honesty. The element of the historical absurdity. The slave ship reference is, on its face, an insane comparison for a modern exercise bike. The cognitive dissonance is what makes it funny. The Peloton, a symbol of luxury, privilege, and first-world wellness, juxtaposed with one of the most horrific chapters in human history, is so wildly inappropriate that it circles back to being comedic genius. It's the kind of hyperbole that thrives in long-term relationships, where private languages are built on such exaggerated shared references. The delivery and reaction. The success of the joke hinged entirely on the reactions of both parties. Kelly's delivery was that of a storyteller, setting up the scene with comic timing, seemingly aghast, yet amused by her husband's audacity. Mark's reaction was one of zero remorse, instead radiating a proud, and I'd say it again energy. Their shared laughter, the inability to maintain composure, was infectious. It wasn't a comedian telling a joke to a studio audience, It was a couple cracking themselves up with an inside joke they had decided to share with 5 million people. The relatability factor. While most of us haven't been compared to a passenger on a slave ship during a workout, the core dynamic is universally familiar. It's the dynamic of the partner who sees your slightly unhinged side and loves you for it. It's the partner who will call you out with a comment so specific and so weird that it could only come from someone who knows you intimately. Every long-term couple has their own version of the slave ship comment, a private joke, a nickname, an observation that would sound cruel to an outsider, but is, within the sanctum of the relationship, a token of deep affection and familiarity. The Peloton incident was not an anomaly. It was a symptom of a profoundly healthy and enduring relationship. To view it in isolation is to miss the larger story. The marriage of Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos is a fascinating case study in modern love, one that has evolved in the relentless glare of the public eye. Their story began not in a boardroom or at a glamorous party, but on the set of the daytime soap opera All My Children in 1995. Kelly was playing the popular Hailey Valwyn, and Mark was brought in as her new love interest, Mateo Santos. The chemistry was immediate and electric, but it was far from a simple fairy tale. Kelly has often spoken about her initial impression of Mark. She found him incredibly handsome, but also a little cocky. Mark, for his part, was smitten. In a move that seems ripped from a rom-com, their first official date involved a trip to Las Vegas, where, in a whirlwind of passion and perhaps a touch of insanity, they got married. The year was 1996. It was a secret union, a leap of faith that friends and family initially thought was a mistake. A whirlwind romance between two beautiful young actors? The odds were stacked against them. Yet here they are, nearly 3 decades later. Not just married, but working together every day. Their bond seemingly stronger than ever. The key to understanding their success lies in their approach to partnership. They have consistently functioned as a team, a united front against the pressures of fame, family, and career. Navigating career shifts, Kelly's career skyrocketed with Live, while Mark continued his successful acting career on shows like Riverdale. They supported each other's endeavors without a hint of competition. When the search for a new co-host for Live began after Regis Philibin's departure and a rotation of substitutes, it was Kelly who ultimately saw that the perfect chemistry was right beside her all along. Mark's ascent to the co-host chair in 2023 was not a nepotistic hire, it was the logical culmination of a partnership that had always been their greatest asset. They turned their marriage into their job, a terrifying prospect for most couples, but for them, it was a natural extension of their existing dynamic. The humor imperative. The Peloton moment is the most public example of a critical component of their relationship: humor. They don't just laugh with each other, they laugh at each other, and more importantly, at themselves. They have consistently used self-deprecation and playful ribbing as a tool to deflate egos, manage stress, and maintain perspective. In a world of immense pressure, the ability to find the joke is a survival mechanism. Their humor is never mean-spirited. It is rooted in a deep-seated admiration and the understanding that no one is perfect. Radical honesty and vulnerability. Both Kelly and Mark have been surprisingly open about the challenges they have faced. They have spoken about the difficult early years of marriage, the struggles of balancing work and a young family, and the effort required to keep a relationship fresh. Kelly has been candid about her experiences with menopause, and Mark has spoken about the insecurities of being a working actor. This vulnerability is the flip side of the hilarious Peloton comment. It's the understanding that a strong relationship requires showing your partner not just your slave ship face during a workout, but also your fears, your failures, and your uncertainties. The primacy of family. Above all else, they have prioritized their family. They have raised 3 children, Michael, Lola, and Jochen, largely out of the spotlight, instilling in them a sense of normalcy and groundedness that is remarkable given their parents' fame. Their social media is a testament to this, filled with proud parental moments, silly family photos, and a clear sense that their identity as a unit is their greatest achievement. The public's fascination with Ripa and Consuelos goes beyond mere celebrity worship. They represent a specific and aspirational model of success. The antidote to cynicism. In a cultural landscape often dominated by scandalous divorces, bitter custody battles, and fleeting Hollywood romances, Kelly and Mark stand as a powerful counter-narrative. They are a testament to the idea that a passionate, whirlwind romance can mature into a deep, enduring, and joyful partnership. They offer hope. They prove that it is possible to grow together rather than apart, to not just endure, but to thrive in the marathon of marriage. The reassurance of realness. Their appeal is deeply rooted in their perceived authenticity. Despite their wealth and fame, they come across as real. Their interactions on live are not those of polished television personalities performing a partnership. They feel like a genuine extension of their private relationship. The bickering about household chores, the eye-rolling at each other's quirks, the shared pride in their children, it's all deeply relatable. The Peloton moment was the ultimate expression of this realness. It was a crack in the